Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. Tonight's article comes from FoxNews.com, and the headline is American Airlines Not Denying UFO Spotting, says talk to the FBI. It's written by Paul Best, and it was published February 23rd, 2021. An American Airlines passenger jet traveling from Cincinnati to Phoenix encountered a UFO over northeastern New Mexico Sunday afternoon. The pilot on Flight 2292 radioed around 1 p.m. Central Standard Time that the UFO was flying right on top of them, according to a radio transmission recorded by Steve Douglas on his blog, Deep Black Horizon. American Airlines verified to Fox News that the transmission is from Flight 2292. Do you have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us, the pilot said in the radio transmission. I hate to say this, but it looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing, moving really fast. It went right over the top of us. American Airlines confirmed that the radio transmission is authentic, but did not give any further comment on the possible alien encounter. Following a debrief with our flight crew and additional information received, we can confirm this radio transmission was from American Airlines Flight 2292 on February 21st. An American Airlines spokesperson told Fox News in a statement. For any additional questions on this, we encourage you to reach out to the FBI. The FBI did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Tuesday. Flight 2292 was around 37,000 feet at the time of the sighting, and Albuquerque Center did not respond because local air traffic interfered, according to Douglas. The flight went on to land in Phoenix, Arizona. New Mexico is home to White Sands Missile Range, which is located in the southern part of the state and is described as the Department of Defense's largest fully instrumented open-air range. White Sands Missile Range did not respond to a request for comment Tuesday. Thousands of UFO sightings are reported each year, but encounters by pilots have received increased attention recently. In February 2018, two pilots separately encountered an object beaming light at roughly 50,000 feet in eastern Arizona, the Arizona Republic reported. Between 2014 and 2015, Navy pilots encountered numerous UFOs traveling at hypersonic speeds up to 30,000 feet in the air, the New York Times reported. And that is the end of this article. So, American Airlines is confirming that the audio is from that flight. So 100% the pilot saw something and called it in. The question is, what was that something that they saw? The way they described it was looking like a missile. They said the way they described it was long and cylindrical, and it looked like a missile. They also talked about in this article that White Sands Missile Range didn't comment back. They didn't say nothing when they asked them about it. So, could it have been a missile? Or do we know that it's a UFO? They didn't say that it was like swerving all over the place. They didn't say that it changed directions or anything like that. They just said that it flew right over top of them very, very quickly. So it's possible that it could have been a missile, maybe, depending on the speed that they were traveling and the speed the missile was traveling. Or it could have been a UFO. As always, it is up to you to decide, and we will keep on top of this, and if anything else comes out about it, any new additional information that helps to shine light on this, then I'll definitely bring it to you. But as of now, we're looking at either a UFO or a missile. One of the two. I think it's kind of interesting that it is by the White Sands Missile Range that this happened. So there is a good possibility that it could have been a missile. Although, why would they just be firing off random missiles into air traffic like that? That seems kind of dangerous to me. But who knows? As always, it is completely up to you to decide. So let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of this one. It's interesting that we are getting a lot of reports of UFOs. I mean, you always have reports of UFOs, but you always have reports that are credible, and then you always have a lot more reports that just come from some dude that says, hey, I saw a UFO. But we're getting a lot of credible reports now, a lot more than usual. Usually you'll have one every once in a while that's an actual credible report where it is somebody that is respected and somebody that is a lot less likely to be a crank, let's put it that way, saying that, hey, we saw a UFO. You're having Air Force pilots come out and say it now. There are airline pilots. You've had police officers. All kinds of people that are not very likely to be just making up a story have come out and said, we're having encounters with these things. So my question is, do you think that the encounters are becoming more frequent? As far as there are more UFOs visiting Earth than there used to be? Or do you think that it's simply because of all of the declassification of everything now, where they've had the FBI and the CIA have both declassified literally hundreds of thousands of pages of documents proving that UFOs exist and aliens exist? Do you think that because of that declassification, these people feel more comfortable coming out and speaking out and saying, hey, I'm having this sighting, I'm having this encounter, I'm having this whatever? I think that could be possible. That where before they would have absolutely not said anything because they wouldn't want to be made fun of or had people say that they're lying or that they're a crank or whatever. But now that it's more acceptable to talk about because you've had a lot more respectable people and government institutions that have come out and said that they have UFO encounters, they have evidence of UFOs, they've even recovered crash sites with bodies. And that's all on the record. It's all declassified. So now that you have that happening, people are now saying, well, I don't have to worry anymore about risking my job and my reputation by coming out and telling everybody about this UFO sighting, because I can just say, well, look, I mean, the government's declassified it. It's right here. You can see that these things exist. So why am I crazy? You understand where I'm coming from? I think that might have a lot to do with it too. Now, we could have an uptick in the amount of sightings as well, as far as more UFOs visiting. That's absolutely could be possible. But I think another part of this is definitely that people feel more comfortable talking about it now than they did before, because they didn't want to feel stupid. Because for whatever reason, too many people care what other people think of them. Instead of just speaking truth, they're always afraid to speak out on things because they're afraid people are going to judge them or think bad of them. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is no better freedom as an American than being able to speak the truth, no matter what. Doesn't matter what people think. As long as you continue to speak the truth, it will be proven that it's true eventually. You will be justified eventually. That's my theory on things. I always tell you the truth, and you can think what you want. It's up to you to make up your own mind, like I say all the time on this channel. But I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. And I think if more people did that, we'd know a lot more about a lot more things. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you for the support and thank you for all the love. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.